Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So in today's video is kind of explaining that your daily habits are going to make up for your success. So we all know the term that like in athletes, when it comes to, let's say, an athlete can have tremendous talent, but if they don't have the work ethic or the discipline, sometimes maybe even the character, then they're not going to be successful. And to a degree, that is true. I mean, you do have like those just out crazy talented athletes that their talent kind of oversees everything, but for the most part, it is pretty true. So it kind of goes the same in, let's say, in life. So if you are talented, but a number of factors, meaning you develop bad habits, you get caught up in the wrong crowd, or if you're just lazy, then you're never going to maximize that talent and potential that it can bring to you. So what I want to stress to you is that from an early age, the younger you are, the better it is to establish good daily habits. And for those in the military, they know everything about this. Use that as an example. But let's just say that you're not in the military, or you don't come from like a very disciplined background, then this is going to be something that is going to not guarantee you success, but it's going to lead you on the path to success, because there are so many books about millionaires, videos, what are the success habits of millionaires, blah blah blah. One of them, because I've read quite a number of books, and one of them is that millionaires have habits that they do on a consistent daily basis. And it can be, there's no like set number of habits, even though some are better than others. I mean, it's according to the person and how you want to fit it to your schedule. But some of them include working out daily, whether you're a morning or night person. Some people wake up early. Some people, meditate. Other people work on the hardest thing they do, like first thing in the day. So these are habits that they stick to on a consistent basis. So it's not like one day I do this and then the next day, because I don't feel like it, I don't do it. Then you're not really developing that habit. And in that case, you're just, the term being, a little bit undisciplined. So me as an example, let's say throughout the week, I make sure that I work out 4, maybe even 5 times. A habit doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it like every single day, but you just have to make it part of your routine. So if you only work out once a week, twice a week, and then take the next week off, and that's not really a habit. So 4 or 5 times a week, that's a habit. Each day I go over my finances, and I know for some people this is like such a touchy subject, which is really like, it's kind of dumb if you think about it. No, finances are a crucial part to your success, and you should be knowing what you're spending, what your budget is, and what your goals are for whatever you're saving up to for, I don't know, your own business, investments. So each day I'm looking over my finances to make sure everything's fine and sticking to my budget. So that's another daily habit. Another daily habit that I have is before I go to bed, I don't watch TV. I used to, like any other young person, perfectly normal, but now it's a combination of, I'm really not that interested in TV or movies or I mean, I like Netflix, but just in general, TVs or movies, I'm trying to stick away from that. I'm trying to now, I developed a new habit where I'm reading maybe a half an hour to an hour each night. And, I try to read a book, or one new book, 1 or 2 new books, a month. And like I said, it's reasonable. Some people are going to come with like crazy habits, like, read a book a day, or, a book a week. I mean, if you can, that's fine. But it's according to like your pace and your schedule. For me, I couldn't do that. So 1 book, 2 books max a month is good enough for me. And these are like substantial books, not like ebooks or like a pamphlet or something. So half an hour to an hour, and it calms the mind down, and it's better too, because I don't know what the specific study is, but they say that you don't want to be having like all that electricity, or I don't know what they call it. I'm a little bit tired right now, but it's better to stay away from electronics devices such as like TV, your cell phone, at least an hour before you go to bed. It does do something to the brain, and it makes you more calm, and it relaxes you when you're away from that, and that you replace it with, let's say, like I mentioned, reading, or just going to bed early. So that's another habit that I formed. And then I have like a morning routine, and like I work, I have a job, so I have like my own morning routine that I do every day, no matter how tired I'm feeling. And there's a saying that the sum of your habits, or you are the sum of your habits, and that your success is going to be dictated based on the habits that you do consistently on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. And I would say that for some people it is hard to create habits, because I'm generalizing, but I'm just going to say that most people, where I'm from in the country, I'm from the US, but I would venture to say that most people are a little bit on the lazier side. Again, this is a little bit of an extreme example, but that's why you don't see many people becoming doctors or lawyers. They're high-paying professionals, because it is hard to get there, it's hard to make it there, and it takes a lot of time, discipline, and effort. And most people are not smart enough. That's one reason. And two, they just don't have the discipline to go to school for 10, 12 years. So, where I was going with this? Yeah. So, most people, especially today, in today's generation, my generation, and probably the one coming up, people are just a little bit more lazy. They don't want to do the work. They want to have stuff handed to them, and they like to criticize other successful people and saying that this person got lucky, or they got handed everything to them. Sometimes it's true. I would say that some people are born in more fortunate situations than others, but at the same time, though, I'm going to say that most successful people, and when I say successful, I'm not saying the super, super rich and famous that you see in the movies. I'm just saying, talk about successful people that you don't know about, that, let's say that they have a couple million net worth, that they're not scraping by every day. You can tell that they have their shit together. For some of them, it takes years of daily habits and routines, and not making stupid decisions, and not associating, like I mentioned earlier, associating themselves with bad people, or marrying the wrong person for them. So it's a long-term process, depending on how big and how small your goals are. But let's just say that you're, on average, it's going to take a little bit of time. Like, I do believe that success does not come overnight. And that's why most people will give up when they don't see that instant success, or like instant gratification, because we live in a now world. And that's why most people, I don't want to say are not successful, but let's just say that most people are not satisfied with their lives, because they're not patient, or they don't have the discipline. Sometimes they don't have the smarts. I mean, that's a little bit genetics. But I would say that if you have the drive, and you have the passion, and you have the work ethic, and you put in the work and hours, no matter what you want to do, you are going to see results. So that's why in this process, when it comes to like daily habits and daily routines, you need to do them on a consistent basis, and then also have the patience. So with that, guys, I'm going to end this video with that. This stuff is not taught in school. So these are on paper, and me saying it in a video, they're, it's simple logic, but it is hard, like putting it into practice. If you've never worked out, or if you've never, forced yourself to be sociable, if you've never put yourself out there a little bit, it is hard. But like I said, though, it is worth it when you put in the results, do it on a consistent basis, then you start seeing them, then you're going to be like, wow, I just want to stay at it. And if I keep at it, then I'm just going to keep growing and becoming more successful. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but again, look at anybody who's been successful in this world. For the most part, they've had to work for it. They had to put in years of hard work. So when most people see a successful person, they only see the result of their success. But little do they realize is they didn't see the sometimes 5-10 years. Sometimes you do have the overnight success, but that's very rare. But they don't realize that most people see the 5-10 years. They didn't see that. They're only seeing their outward, success. But they didn't see that person grinding when everybody else was, it could be having a good time or just going the easy way. They didn't see the grind that it takes. And I'm telling you that I've had a little bit of success, and for the success that I had in my life, I had to work. It does take work. So with that, guys, let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.